We're only a few weeks away from the four major sports in North America coming back into prominence. There's been a couple leagues that have shown us the way, but I'm going to tell you why one league, I believe, is lagging behind. This is your Pub Sports Radio Hot Topic of the Day. I'm Donnie Seymour, and this is your Pub Sports Radio Hot Topic of the Day. As we've seen, the major four sports are ready to get back on the court, on the gridiron, on the ice, and get ready to play. If we look at Major League Baseball, already spring training camp 2.0 underway. The NBA teams are headed down to the bubble in Orlando as we speak. The same thing with the NHL. Their teams are heading to their hub cities to sort of get back into playing shape in order to take the ice. And we also take a look at the NFL, which does have training camps at the end of the month. If we see a pathway forward, there's a blueprint from a lot of leagues that we can take a look at. The PGA Tour is back in play. When we take a look at NASCAR, UFC, the basketball tournament that you're watching, and also MLS is back in that tournament as well. When you take a look at the MLS is back, this is an interesting one because they also headed down to the bubble. They've had entire teams actually step aside and not play in the MLS is back tournament because they're testing positive for coronavirus. Not to say that those people will pass away, if those people will even get into the hospital or even have ill effects from the coronavirus. They're making it safe and saying, we're going to step aside, go ahead and continue with your sport. That is the capitalization of the day that we need to take a look at, because even though when we see yesterday's video, the Ivy League tapping out on the season for the fall and say, we're not even going to play any fall sports, we're going to push them back to the spring semester, doesn't mean that all leagues have to follow that certain protocol, because in the Ivy League, I don't think they're really worried about the money that they're going to generate from the Ivy League football season and have no problems pushing it back. But when we take a look at leagues like the NFL, I think they're a little bit behind the eight ball. If you look, 75, 80, 90 guys that you're going to have in camp. You're going to be blocking, you're going to be tackling, you're going to be spitting on each other, sweating on each other, and bleeding on each other. That could cause a spike in COVID-19 virus positives that you might have. Now, also looking at the NFL, they're also probably going to be the latest to get back into it in the league that should be worried about the most. Not to say, again, that a lot of people are going to get sick and have ill effects and not play the season, but just testing positive, and the NFL is amplified over every other sports league that we have in the United States. So once Carson Wentz or Dak Prescott or Zeke Elliott, I don't even know if he can contact COVID-19 again, but one of the superstars gets it, to Patrick Mahomes, it's going to be frontline news. I think if the NFL would have got into camp earlier, let's just say July 1st, and you had the test and you had the positives coming into camp where you could sit these guys out 2 weeks, and then by mid-July, which would be approximately right now, these guys would be healthy and back on the field ready to go for the start of the football season, September 10th, when everything gets kicked off and underway. So even though some of these leagues are showing the blueprint, I don't think the NFL is following along with that blueprint. It's almost like a wait-and-see approach when they're going to have positive tests and the national media is going to be able to jump all down. I think all sports should be able to progress into the fall as long as it's handled properly. Looks like the MLS is doing a good job. We'll see if the big sports, the NHL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, and football can hang behind. But to me, looking at it, I think the NFL is a little bit behind the eight ball. I'm Donnie Seymour for Pub Sports Radio. This was your Hot Topic of the Day.